the U.S. economy added 254,000 jobs.
254,000 jobs were created.
Job openings and labor turnover comes in better.
We constantly hear about millions of open jobs, yet somehow it's harder than ever to actually get hired. News outlets keep telling us companies are desperate for workers, but on the other side, there are countless stories of people sending out dozens, even hundreds of applications, only to hear silence in return. So why is it that despite all these job openings, securing a position has become such a monumental task? In the past, even when there were fewer opportunities, landing a decent job didn't feel this impossible. The typical advice older generations give, putting on your best clothes, walking into a business and asking for a job, actually worked back then. If you did it enough times, you'd eventually find someone willing to take a chance on you. But today, you could attempt this approach 1,000 times and still not get a single interview. So what's changed? One of the most noticeable shifts is how much more difficult it is to meet the basic requirements for many jobs.
Many job seekers don't know what they're qualified for and feel that they're unqualified for jobs even that on paper look like a good fit.
A few decades ago, having a college degree was often a ticket to a good job. Companies would actively compete to hire recent graduates, and they had to offer competitive wages just to attract enough talent. These days, that dynamic has flipped. Many employers are now only interested in the top echelon of candidates, and what used to be a solid credential, like a degree, has become the bare minimum. Even though over 70% of job postings demand a bachelor's degree, only around 30% of Americans actually have one. But a degree isn't enough anymore. You also need years of work experience, even for so-called entry-level roles. This leaves young people stuck in a catch-22. You need experience to get a job, but you can't get experience without a job. Internships might help, but many fields require you to work full-time for little or no pay, which just isn't feasible if you're already balancing school and a job to stay afloat. Looking back, it's easy to romanticize the past. There were still challenges, but finding work didn't feel like a full-time job in itself. The real game changer has been the rise of the internet, which has massively increased competition. In the 1980s, if a small business needed to hire a few people, their options were limited to local recruitment methods, like word of mouth or physical job postings. The process was slower, and there were fewer applicants to choose from, so hiring managers had to rely on their judgment to find the right fit. Big companies had a slight advantage with access to college job fairs or recruitment pipelines. Still, their reach was nowhere near what it is today. Now, if a company wants to hire, all they need to do is post a job online and instantly thousands of people see it. These job listings spread across websites, often picked up by recruiters, resulting in a flood of applications, and why not? There's no downside to applying online, so people submit dozens of applications at a time, hoping something sticks. As a result, the process has turned into a numbers game, both for job seekers and employers. With thousands of applications coming in for each position, companies have had to find ways to filter out candidates. The problem is that as more people apply to more jobs, companies get overwhelmed. The volume of applicants means that employers now rely on technology, specifically applicant tracking systems, ATS, to help sort through the chaos. The ATS, which is used by over 97% of Fortune 500 companies, acts as a filter. When you submit your resume, it doesn't go to a person first, it goes through a machine. If your resume doesn't match up with the criteria set by the employer, it never makes it to the next stage. The earliest versions of these systems were fairly basic. They'd reject candidates who weren't legally eligible to work, for example. Today, however, they've evolved to rank candidates based on far more detailed criteria, from work history to keywords. Companies like Greenhouse, Lever, and Workday promote these systems as simple solutions to handle large volumes of applications. They downplay how much they rely on automation, but the truth is many applicants are being filtered out long before anyone at the company even sees their resume. Just missing a specific keyword or living in their wrong location can be enough to get you rejected outright. The system is designed to sort people into categories, and if you're not in the top few spots, your resume might as well not exist. To make things worse, companies have started making these systems even more complex. They can now analyze not just your resume, but also your experience level in certain areas. If you don't match their exact criteria, you get bumped down the list. Many times the system isn't perfect. If your resume format doesn't align with what the ATS is designed to read, important details might get missed and you'll be rejected unfairly. The only way to improve your odds is to constantly tailor your resume for each job using the exact language from the job posting, something that's both tedious and disheartening. But even when you do everything right, there's a disturbing trend making things worse: ghost jobs.
If you are in the position of trying to find a new job, of course you don't want to waste your time applying for these ghost jobs.
But it turns out all those open job postings that you see online might not even be real.
These are positions that companies post but have no intention of filling. The problem has gotten so bad that in 2023, the ratio of hires to job openings in the US fell below 0.5, meaning that for every 2 job postings, only 1 actually resulted in a hire. Companies leave these listings up for various reasons. Sometimes they're fishing for the perfect candidate who will work for less than market rate. Other times, it's just for appearances, to make it seem like the company is growing or to pressure current employees into working harder. Job boards like Indeed and LinkedIn contribute to this problem too. They benefit from the illusion of abundance, boasting about the number of available jobs even if a significant portion of them aren't real. For job seekers, it's a huge waste of time. These sites aren't designed to help you. They're there to serve the companies who pay them to post job listings. As a result, job seekers are treated as the product, not the customer. This toxic combination of fake job postings, automated rejections, and skyrocketing expectations has made job hunting a soul-crushing experience. You're sending off applications into the void only to be ghosted or rejected without explanation. If you're lucky enough to land an interview, you might have to jump through hoops, completing endless assessments and questionnaires just to have a shot at the job. Worse yet, these automated processes have eroded trust between employees and employers. Job seekers are treated like cogs in a machine, subjected to endless stages of the hiring process only to be ghosted or passed over. The whole thing has become a dystopian grind where the odds are stacked against you, and even when you do get the job, you're often met with wages that haven't kept up with the cost of living. And don't forget, these companies now have the option to hire talent from anywhere in the world. If you're applying to a US company, they can easily hire someone from a developing country who might deliver the same or even better quality work, all while costing them 70% less. Global competition has made it even harder for local candidates to stand out when companies can outsource jobs at a fraction of the cost. The hiring process becomes not just about qualifications, but about how much you're willing to be underpaid compared to someone overseas. The reality is, companies don't care about the individual anymore. They've optimized hiring to reduce costs and maximize efficiency, dehumanizing the process in the name of profit. The idea that everyone is hiring is misleading, and the job market has become a numbers game where applicants are reduced to data points, battling against automation and inflated expectations. As frustrating as it is, job seekers today have to navigate a landscape that has been stripped of the human element. This is the reality you need to accept. Getting a job now is a numbers game, not about quality anymore. So what's the solution? You need to build a personal brand and let the companies come to you. That's the only way to cut through the noise. When you have a strong personal brand, you're positioning yourself as a unique, valuable asset in your industry. Companies won't view you as just another applicant, but as a sought-after expert in your field. A well-established personal brand can lead to opportunities where employers seek you out, rather than you getting lost in the sea of applicants. This strategy isn't just about standing out, it's about creating demand for your skills and experience, allowing you to bypass the grueling application process altogether. Invest in building your reputation online, showcasing your expertise, and connecting with the right people in your industry, whether it's through social media, content creation, or networking. Becoming a recognized name in your field is your ticket to staying ahead in an increasingly impersonal job market. This is the reality, and you need to adapt or stay jobless.